Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Special edition, scsportsworld.com. I'm your host, Luther Dupree, joined as always, Hall of Famer, Smoking Jim Frazier, Hall of Famer, Claudio Rosano, and Fillmore is back. What's going on? I think Ralph is supposed to tune in. Hopefully he'll get connected real soon. What's going on, fellas? How you doing, Claudio?
What's happening? Everything's good. Everything's good. Always good to be on with you guys.
Yeah, man, we got a lot to talk about. A-Rod is back in the building. We'll get on that. Fillmore, what's going on with you?
Oh, man, I'm good, man. I'm glad my prediction came through. For now, anyway.
What prediction?
I said that's going to leave OKC 1-1.
You did, and they'll be down 2-1 by the end of this show. Just like I said. Hey, we did have Ralph pull up. What's up, Ralph? What's going on?
Oh, how you doing, guys? What's going on? Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, Ralph.
Not much. Jim, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Jim.
I'm
Jim,
here.
we call him Jimmy Whispers until he gets his phone fixed, man. Hey, like we do always. Claudia, what you got for us, man? Claudia, huddle up.
Well, today I saw something that really made me happy if it happens, and that's Mario Lemieux is getting a group together, including Rod Burkle and I don't know who else, but they may buy the Penguins back. And, man, when I heard that, that's who should own the Penguins, Lemieux and his group. It just hasn't felt the same. I'm not a hockey guy, but I do root for the Penguins. And one of the reasons why I did root for them was because of Lemieux's connection to them. He saved the franchise a couple times, but hopefully he can get the group, get enough money, and buy it from the Fenway group, because I don't think the Fenway group ran it the way Lemieux and his group will. I don't think that they had the local flavor, the local interest. It was more of a business to them, not a passion. Whereas I think Lemieux, obviously it's a business for him too, but him, Burkle, and the rest of the guys, hey, maybe even Sidney Crosby will get a little chunk of it. You never know. He'll get his celebrity group of friends. But I'd like to see that happen. That'd be great.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. All right. Smoking Jim, what you got for us, man?
Hey, thanks, Luther. And this question is for Luther, not to exclude Farmer, but this is for Luther and Claudio. Have you ever seen a guy come in 15 pounds overweight, but get on the scale and act like he made weight? Hey, listen, I told you guys before that Davis was a fraud. I told you it looked like he had munchies. I never seen somebody come in 5 pounds overweight, man. And what he pulled afterwards was a crackhead move. So maybe he upgraded from marijuana to crack, because when you put your little baby in the middle of a all-out brawl, your brother got his tail kicked. Davis is going to get his tail kicked at 140. All you guys that love Davis, I told you, this guy was just, hey, Lou, take your L, Lou. These guys can't make weight. It only seems like the black fighters can't make weight. And I tell you what, man, you guys got to give me credit, because I told you Davis, and I will never visit Norfolk, Virginia now, the way they act down there, Lou.
It was one guy, Jim. It was one guy, and you're blaming the whole area on that. Listen, Keyshawn messed up big time. I mean, he should have made weight, and then fighting like that afterwards. That was a big mess. But he can come back from this. He could come back from it, but he has to own it and just do a better job, man. His brother looked terrible, and it was a big L. So I'm not writing him off just yet, Jim. He's only 26 years old. He's moving up to 140, and he has to get it together. It was a horrible move, horrible look. No excuses. I'm not giving up on him. I don't know if you want to add to that, Claudio.
You know what, though, Luth? If you keep making excuses, if his group, his team continues to make excuses, then he'll do it again, because they'll make excuses again. This is your business. This is your livelihood. You have a chance to be a megastar and make a ton of money. And when you do something like that, to me, the weight gain is lack of discipline. When you have lack of discipline for anything, it means you don't care. And in boxing, you're going to come up against somebody who does care, and it takes one good shot and your career is over. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen to him, but I was surprised that happened because I thought he did take it more seriously. And as they say, you don't play in boxing.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, well, listen, we'll see. We'll talk about that. Let's jump into the comments real quick. Destiny's in there. What's up, Destiny? All right, and we got terrible move by Keyshawn by JM. Thanks for the comment, JMD. Yeah, that was a bad look, but I want to stay on boxing. Turkey Al-Sheikh. He was doing some great things for boxing, and he just put out a tweet. I didn't like it at all. I'm going to get into it. He says, from this point on, I don't want to see any more Tom and Jerry type boxing matches where one fighter is running around the ring and the other is chasing them. We can no longer support these kind of fights with Riyadh season in the ring. We want to support fighters. We want to leave it all in the ring and fight with heart and pride. So I have some issues with what he said and what he's talking about. I don't think these fighters, I don't believe in Tom and Jerry. It's called stick and move. It's called hit and not get hit. There's different ways of fighting. It's not everybody has to be so-called Mexican style, getting CTE before you're 40 years old. No, the point is to land as much as you can and not get hit. I don't like this statement, and it seems like it was a shot at, some fighters from the last card, Devin Haney and Canelo didn't look good as well. Teofimo Lopez, that card was not impressive, but I disagree totally what he's talking about. Yes, the guys standing face to face, head on, those are exciting fights. But also boxing, there's a couple criterias. Ring generalship. You have to have footwork. Claudio, Terrence Bud Crawford is about to fight Canelo. Is it right for him to stand in front against a bigger guy, or should he use all his skills and move?
Luther, you make, not to interrupt you, you make great points, and you hit every single one on the head. But the only reason why he's saying what he's saying is because there's no doubt that is it going to be a more exciting card if you just have like two Arturo Gaddis and Mickey Ward just slugging it out, or if, like Jerry Cooney told us, you hit and don't get hit. That's the name of the game. You don't want to stand there rock 'em, sock 'em robots. But as the promoter, he doesn't care who gets hurt, who doesn't care, who gets hurt, who doesn't get. He just wants exciting fights that's going to blow people off the seats, make money. So yeah, you hit it on the head.
Yeah, man. One of Jim's favorite fighters. We know you got your phone and might not be able to see it, Jim, but Jerome Boots Enos, I call him the future of boxing.
Yeah, only 3 connects.
He moves all the way around the ring. He does it all. But again, I don't need fighters to stand in front and just ward out if that's not your style. You put yourself in the best position, and that's what makes boxing a great sport. You have your sluggers, you have your boxers, you have all kind of styles. So just to say one style should be thrown away, I don't agree with it. If a guy's moving off the ring, moving out the way, moving around, cut the ring off. Make him fight your fight. That's what I say. So I disagree. He's done some great things in boxing, but he's completely off with that tweet. He needs to come off of that. But hey, let's get. Go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jim.
Hey, Luther, I'm tired of Tom and Jerry too.
Who's Tom and Jerry?
Tom and Jerry is cartoons. I've always said, Claudio can back me up. The little guys or the cartoons before the main event. It's heavyweight boxing, baby. And that's what they want in Saudi Arabia. They want heavyweight boxing. They want knockouts. That's what he's paying for. That's what I like. I'm tired of Tom and Jerry as well.
It figures you would say that, Jim. I don't call it Tom and Jerry. I call it the sweet sides. Back in here, who the goat is in here? He says Turkey out here talking crazy. Yeah, I disagree with what Turkey said, man. Hey, but real quick, let's get back into the topic. Anybody wants to call in, the number scrolling 412-530-5063. Let's get into the first topic of the day. And we've been talking about it all year. Finally, he showed up. We got A-Rod. Answer or cancer? Let's start it off. Fillmore. I got to get you in there. You,
answer or cancer? I like that
on this question. A-Rod, answer or cancer?
I like that question. Answer or cancer? I'm going with the answer.
Okay.
I do believe he's a step up from either Russell Wilson or Justin Fields. I have total faith that the Steelers will get TJ Watt on the field. And when they get TJ Watt in the field, everything's fine. And they will win a playoff game. Right? They will win a playoff game this year. They will at the least be number 2 in the AFC North, because I still have no confidence in the defense of Cincinnati. And the Browns or a soup sandwich always will be.
All
so
right.
I still he's an answer for now.
All right, Ralph. Same question to you.
He's been a cancer. I mean, look what he did at the Jets. But he says the reason he came here was because he likes Mike Tomlin, and Mike Tomlin was the reason why he came here. Which, of course, that's what a lot of players say. Okay, we're going to find out what happens here with Arthur Smith and this offense, which is boring. But maybe Aaron Rodgers can lighten it up. But here's my question: what about the offensive line? No one has even thought about that. Can they stabilize themselves to protect him? If not, Arthur Smith is going to have to put an extra tight end in there or put somebody at fullback or something to block, because I don't see Aaron Rodgers lasting past 6 games if his line don't do its job.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Smoking Jim, you've been, high on this the whole time. Your thoughts? A-Rod, answer or cancer?
Well, first of all, there's no cancer. It's all answer. Listen, this is a Hall of Fame quarterback that defeated the Pittsburgh Steelers in the Super Bowl
100 years ago.
This guy from the neck up was up. Hey, the first thing he said, and Claudio, I don't know if you caught this quote, Claudio, but I thought of you. He said Mount Washington is the best combination of athleticism and size that he's ever seen in the National Football League. That tells me right there, he's going to get the ball to Mount Washington and some of these weapons. Hey, look here, man. Only thing I didn't like him coming in this early and when he come in the training camp. Again, everybody in the media lies again. They just the Steelers players are hating on Rodgers, this and that. He shows up to the golf course and they all hugging him and kissing him and everything like that. The players don't care. They understand there's levels to this game. When you're 41 years old and you're a living legend, you get perks that other people don't get. A walk-on free agent don't get the perks that Aaron Rodgers gets. Look here, the Pittsburgh Steelers is the only game in town. I don't care if Mario Lemieux, Crosby, and everybody else buys back the Penguins. They ain't going to be good for 20 years. The Pirates ain't been good for 50 years. And listen, the Pittsburgh Steelers and Coach Mike Tomlin is the only professional game in town, and thanks to Aaron Rodgers.
All right, let's see. We got Who to Goat in there. What's up, Who to Goat back in there? A-Rod has always been a cancer, won't change. Robert Thomas, what's up, Robert? Thanks for tapping in. Vince is in here. What's up, Vince? Rodgers looking good to me. Look at that footwork. Man, I don't know, man. 41, he doesn't move like he used to. He still has the arm talent, but the footwork doesn't look all that great to me. I think teams are going to pressure him. He understands the game. He's seen everything. He's going to be running his offense. Arthur Smith may call something, but Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf are going to have their own game plan half the time. So we'll see. It's a wait and see. I'm still upset about them not drafting Shador, but Aaron Rodgers is here. He's better than Mega Mason. So I'll take that. And he already said he's going to try to mentor, do what he can for Will Howard, because he knows there's no hope for Mason. So I agree with what they said. A lot of your thoughts.
I think, again, I think they should have gone a different direction. But since they have him, Ralph, I did say the offensive line. I have been talking about the offensive line from day one. That's the most important positions on the field is the offensive line. So if they can protect him and give him a little time, I think he's going to be dangerous. Now, I also think that you mentioned Arthur Miller. Arthur Miller is not a good play caller. Let
Smith.
Aaron Rodgers and Smoking Jim said last year about letting Arthur Smith. Who the hell is Arthur Miller? But Smoking Jim said to let Russell Wilson call the plays last year, and I agreed with that. And I think they should let Aaron Rodgers call his own plays. If he does that, I guarantee you that, they say, who's the wide receiver? He'll make everybody wide receiver number 2. He will use all his targets. They got a lot of weapons. He will use them, including Mount Washington and Freiermuth and guys out of the backfield and Metcalf. He'll use everybody. I said, you'll have a guy who has 8 receptions, 6 receptions, 4, 4, 4, 3. He'll open it up. Let him run the show because Smith is not a good play caller. Aaron Rodgers knows what he wants to do. He's had his hands in the soil for a number of years. He knows what he can do. He's going to know what he has. Then if they do that, and if the offensive line allows him to do that, the Steelers are going to be dangerous. So I'm not backtracking. I said that with the talent that they have and the coaching staff with it that they have, with Mason Rudolph, they're going to make him a game manager, but they don't have game management talent. But now if you let Aaron Rodgers run the show and you have those weapons and the offensive line gets coached up and improves, they're going to be tough.
Okay. Hey, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, say your name, where you're calling from.
Hey, Luke, can you hear me? This is Mark from the north side.
Hey, Mark, thanks for calling, man. Appreciate that. How you doing?
Yeah, hey, guys. How's everybody? Good.
Hey, Mark.
Listen, I just want to say publicly the first time I just want to disagree with something that Coach Tomlin said. After the signing of Aaron Rodgers, he said all competitions are off. In other words, this is just our man. And I don't like that. Those other guys are there working hard, and in training camp, it keeps the energy and excitement up, knowing that people are fighting for a roster spot, and competition is good. And I just thought that undermined everybody, not to mention, Aaron's holdouts, and he's making more than everybody else, and he was kind of what appeared to be pouting for 2 or 3 months and not coming on and so on. So I just disagree with that. Secondly, my question is to you, Jim. I don't know, but are there any brothers in that quarterback room at all?
It's Will Howard, Mason Rudolph.
There's not a black.
Skylar Thompson.
Will Howard and Skylar Thompson are Toms.
Oh.
Let me just put it out there that way. Hey, Mo Quickly. How you get the head coach?
Let the young man prove himself first, golly.
Right, Jim.
Hey, Mo, how you get a head coaching job in the National Football League is to be an offensive coordinator. In the Steelers' history, they have one black offensive coordinator and fired him after 1 year. They don't want any black quarterbacks. It'll be years and years before they get another black quarterback in there.
Well, Jim,
I just thought it was interesting. I remember 3 years ago, and let me also take a second to clarify things, because folks will say, "Hey, that's a racist comment to say you only want black." That's not true. Football is one of the largest entertainment things out here, and African Americans need heroes too. Okay. And it's always exciting when there's an African-American quarterback, because when you dig deep, there's usually a wonderful rags to riches story that goes along with them. And then when you see the raw talent, it's an exciting thing to see. But I remember 3 years ago, they had the one guy, and Jim, you know him, he had an African name. He wore number 5 on the Steelers. They never allowed him to take one snap. How do you get away with that? And it almost suggests that, we're going to try an experiment of just white quarterbacks. And I have to call it the way I see it, but I was a little disappointed at that, and I was disappointed now when this came on. So I was just curious on the take of it. And somebody please tell me, you guys said Mount Oliver 3 times, or Mount Washington.
Mount Washington, yeah.
Who are you referring to?
He's the tight end. Darnell Washington.
Okay.
From Georgia. Athletic big guy. He was leaping over players in college, and I think he's severely underused.
I agree. They definitely need to use him more.
I got you. Yes, sir. Big target to hit.
Big number 80.
Got you. He was there last year, right?
He was there, yes. He was there last year. Yeah. He's like a triple-sized Plexico burst.
Yes. I think and he's a hell of a blocker, too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Well, listen, hey, and I'm on there. I'm still on the sidelines in terms of Aaron. I don't know why. My gut reaction, Rodger, it just looks like he has a lot of physical talent, but it looks like the mental isn't connecting. He looks at times like he's depressed. He looks at times like he really don't want to be here, and I just hope that the two line up. The mental lines up with the physical, because when they're not lined up, somebody, you could hurt yourself. And that's, so I'm hoping and I'm wishing the best, for the Steelers. Finally, I think one thing is starting to play out, and that is that I think Coach Tomlin is slowly becoming a player's coach. And players with the capital P, meaning that there are players that get more out of him than coaching football. He's a mentor. He's that father figure. He's an advisor. He's someone that you can trust, and so on. And I was surprised at Aaron's comment about why he was here and his relationship with Tomlin. So I was curious, and I'd love to hear it then before the show's over. Now that Aaron's here, you're looking at him working out. Does anybody have your predictions changed at all for what you see for this particular season? Thank you, guys. Talk to you.
Always a pleasure, Mark. Thanks for the call. He frees up a line if somebody wants to call in. Mark. We got a couple comments. Vince is back in there. But can Warren carry the load? Rodgers needs some sort of running game like John Elway with Terrell Davis. Ooh,
that's a very good point. And if they'd have had Najee Harris, we would know what he brings to the table.
Which is not much.
Warren is not going to be a guy who's going to carry the ball 20 to 25 times. He just isn't.
Well, Vince, I think it's going to be a nice combination. Warren will start getting the bulk of the carries at the beginning of the year, but by midway, I think Caleb Johnson is going to take over, and he's going to be much better than Najee. He has more speed. Hopefully, he has much better vision, and he can do more in the passing game and everything. So
you keep saying the word hope. You hope. You knew exactly what you were going to get with Najee Harris without a good offensive line.
He was a glorified fullback with bad
vision. He was pretty good.
With bad vision.
Najee had poor vision, and he did not do good in the zone blocking scheme.
Right.
Caleb Johnson had the zone blocking scheme in Iowa. He tore it up. Jalen Warren does a way better job in the zone blocking scheme. And Rodger Jones, the slimmer guys, he is slimmer. He's looking better out there. Don't sleep. Please don't sleep in the running game. And a play action and quick passing, that's A-Rod all day. And they can't put 8 in the box. They know A-Rod will take it off over the top.
Yeah.
The run game is going to be good this year. Don't sleep.
All right, let's jump back in here. Frank Jackson, what's up, Frank? A-Rod won't last. But he also says A-Rod too. I guess he means DK will be a great combo. I think it will be. As we see on the picture, they threw over the summer. They were getting close. He's going to make some throws to him. Who the GOAT is back in here. Tomlin always been a player's coach. All right. Listen, so again, number to call 412-530-5063 if anyone wants to get in here. So the consensus is we're split. Or actually, 3 say he could be the answer, a couple say he's a cancer. So we'll see. Make sure you get in the comments or call in. The next subject, we did have our top 10 quarterbacks this year. Who wants to go first? Ralph, your top 10 quarterbacks this year.
For this year, you mean? Or just all time?
No, not all time. Just this year. This 25 season, who are the top 10? We obviously know, who some of them are.
Yeah, I think I'll put Aaron Rodgers in at number 10.
Ooh.
Then I'll put him in at number 10 because he's back in business. All right.
Okay.
Let's go with number 9. I think number 9. I think Jordan Love's going to come around this year. That's
okay.
He's number 9. All right, number 8. I'm interested to see what Herbert's going to do down in L.A. Okay, with the Chargers, and then you got number 7, Matthew Stafford from the Rams. You know he's gonna be doing pretty well for himself. Mm-hmm. And then you also have Brock Purdy down in San Francisco. What's he gonna do? You know, so that I have him at number 6. Number 5. Let's see what we got here. At number 5, let me put my thinking cap on for a minute here. Geno Smith might not do too bad with the Raiders, although Pete Carroll's there. But he's done worse. So we'll see what he does there. Let me think for a second here. Number 4, let's go with let's see. Oh, Jalen Daniels with the Washington Commanders. Let's go with him.
Yeah.
At number 4. Number 3, let's go with his name is on the tip of my tongue. The Baltimore Ravens.
Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, let's go with him at number 3. At number 2, let's go with Jalen Hurts, and at number 1, Patrick Mahomes.
Okay. All right. I like that. Claudio, or actually Fillmore, who you got for your top 10? And anybody can get in the comments and jump in this with us too.
I'm gonna start with 1. Okay, I'm gonna start with 1. It's Patrick Mahomes. That's 1. I can never go against him. Bad down year, great year. He's going to be in a Super Bowl or at least the AFC Championship. 2, I got Lamar Jackson because he arguably should have been the MVP last year, and I don't see him taking the dive. I only see him growing right now. Then I got 3, Josh Allen.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I forgot about him.
Josh is Josh. He's doing his thing, and with a healthy T. Higgins and a healthy Chase, you got Burrows out forward.
Burrows, yes, got to have Joe in there.
Yeah, I forgot about Joe Burrow too. Yeah, there's another one.
5, Matthew Stafford. Then I put Jared Goff, then Matthew Stafford. I think Goff is going to have a better year than Stafford will. So where I'm at 7, Jalen Hurts, Brock Purdy, right? Jaden Daniels.
Okay.
And man, you know what?
You're not gonna give no love to Baker Mayfield?
Bakefield, I can't. He played for Cleveland.
He's at Tampa Bay now. He was the lead.
He still stinks up the dog pound. Smell it. I'll give the last spot to Herbert.
Herbert, okay.
Yep.
All right. Smoking Jim, you've been quiet. What's your top 10? Smoking Jim.
You still there, Lou?
I'm still here waiting for you, Jim.
1, Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick, yeah.
Clearly, number 2 is Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert, number 2?
Number 3 is the guy that earned the MVP, Josh Allen.
Is he on the ayahuasca?
Right.
4 is Joe Burrow.
Okay.
5, Lou. Say, woo, there's some bums out here. You know what, Lou? Number 5, I'm going to go with Matthew Stafford.
Okay.
Since the Steelers did that was their number 1 choice in the offseason. Number 6, Jared Goff.
Okay. Woo.
7, shaking Baker Mayfield.
Mm-hmm.
8, Jordan Love.
Okay.
Number 9, Dak Prescott.
Dak.
I think you guys
I forgot about Dak.
Oh,
you got George Pickens and CD Lamb.
CeeDee Lamb down there. Yep.
Yeah, good one. I
I
like.
forgot about that. Good one.
Number 10, I'm gonna go off the board a little bit, Lou. You may not agree with this, but I got to be honest. Number 10, Bo Nix.
Oh, Knicks.
Oh, Knicks.
Second year? What, Chip? All right, man. That list was. And you don't have Lamar. Did you have Lamar Jackson?
I got guys that can throw the football. You know what I mean? I want guys that can throw the football.
Jim, that's disgusting, Jim.
He can't be a gimmick. He'd be a quarterback in your time.
Wow, Jim, I don't understand your list at all.
Hey, Lou. Hey,
Yeah.
Luther, real quick here. I got a 10B, Kenny Pickett.
You got jokes. All right,
You know I
gotta
gotta come up with something.
right. So JMD is back there. He has Lamar number 1, Josh Allen number 2, Joe Burrow number 3, 4 Jayden Daniels, 5 Jalen Hurts. All right, I could see that. No Josh Allen. Big Rome is in there, and really a lot of parity in the quarterback ranks. I got but who I like to watch, and that's Baker. Wow, you got a Baker fan. All right, I'm gonna go with my list, man. Let me get Whack Dak off of this list. All right, I'm gonna start.
Dak.
But I do have him number 10. I do have him. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. He was hurt. He has 2 great receivers, CeeDee Lamb, and we gifted him George Pickens. Number 9, I have Jared Goff. Tore it up with the Lions. We're not talking playoffs. We know he's going to choke in the playoffs. But regular season, he's going to put up numbers with Justin. He's going to put up numbers with Jordan Addison, 2 great receivers. Number 8, I got Jordan Love. You know, Aaron Rodgers did mentor him before he left, and I got him at number 8. Number 7, and some of you guys didn't have him. You got to have him. He just won the Super Bowl. Jalen Hurts gets no credit. He should get way more credit. Jalen Hurts, all he does is win, whether it needs passing to 2 good receivers, Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, or the tush push, or he's running for yards. Put some respect on that man's name. Number 6, I have Jayden Daniels. Rookie year was outstanding. I think he takes it up a level. They traded for Deebo Samuels, even though he looks overweight right now to me. But I think they upgraded his weapons. Number 5, Matthew Stafford. I see why the Steelers, this was the number 1 target, but he was too expensive. The Rams did the right thing and re-signed him to another contract. Number 4, I got Joe Burrow. What can you say, man? Joe cool. Reminds me a lot of Joe Montana. Never gets flustered. Had some bad offensive lines and just stays, takes a beating and keeps on kicking. Number 3, I got Josh Allen, another guy who folds in the playoffs, but regular season, he's a monster. Won the MVP last year. I got him number 3. Number 2, another guy who struggled in the playoffs, Lamar Jackson. He messed up my prediction. I thought they were going to win it all last year. I have him number 2. And of course, number 1, I got Mega Pat Mahomes. Mega Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the NFL still. I mean, that's not a big surprise. Plowder, your top 10 before we jump up to the last section.
I'll start with Fillmore and Ralph said they forgot about Dak Prescott. I did forget about him because he's way overrated. But number 10, Jimmy Garoppolo. Number 10, Jimmy Garoppolo. Number 9, Tommy DeVito. Okay. Number 10, Aaron Rodgers. I'm with Ralph. I think he's going to have a good year. Number 9, Purdy. Number 8, Baker Mayfield. Number 7, Herbert. I like him. I think he's going to have a big year, especially with Najee Harris. That's going to help him.
Oh, God. Najee's going to be on the bench. They're starting a rookie. But my fault. I didn't want to jump in your list. All right.
That's all right. That's all right. Jalen Hurts. Burrows. You guys like him a lot more than I do. Yes, he doesn't have a good offensive line most of the time, but I'm going to go with Burrows. Then I'm going to go with Stafford. Number 3, Lamar Jackson. Number 2, Josh Allen. And number 1, Mahomes.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Luther.
Go ahead.
Hey, Luther.
Yeah, Jill.
Can you guys give me a little bit of credit? When I said months ago that the Jets should keep Aaron Rodgers, everybody on the planet jumped on me. Now you all got him in your top 10.
No.
Give me some credit.
Jim,
Give me some credit for the evaluation of Aaron Rodgers.
Jim, nobody had him in the top 10 except Ralph. Ralph's the only one who had him in the top 10.
And me.
You had him in the top 10. You had him in the top 10, Fillmore?
I did.
Oh, Claudio did.
I did.
Claudio and Ralph. That's 2, Jim. There's Fillmore didn't have him in the top 10, did you?
No.
No. You're hearing stuff, Jim. Fix that Obama phone. He didn't have him in the top 10, man. And he don't deserve to be. But listen, we got my man Black Star. He said you guys gonna wish you had Dak this year. A Cowboys fan, nah. I think Dak is another guy who chokes under pressure, can't stay healthy. We'll see what he does this year. He definitely got better receivers. Don't like their running back. But those are our top 10. Get in the comments and tell us what you want. The last order of business that we got to get to, TJ Watt hasn't been there. Well, 2 more. TJ Watt hasn't been there. He's going to get his money. He's going to get his $40 million a year. He's going to be the highest paid defensive player in history again. I know it's going to happen. I kind of think it's a bad deal. I would have gone another direction. Oh, but before we do that, we do have Sherry on the line. Sherry, thanks for calling.
Yes, hi.
Hey,
You're welcome. How is everyone?
good. Yourself?
All right.
Hello.
Question.
We're good.
Hello. I was wondering, how do you all think the draft being in Pittsburgh next year is going to affect the players and the fans here in Pittsburgh?
Jim, the draft guru, I'll let you go first. Jim, what's your thoughts about that?
Well, it won't affect anything because the 500,000 people coming from southwestern Pennsylvania and the surrounding area, we'd be lucky to get 55,000 people from around the country. So the money that'll be spent will be spent from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
Jim, that's completely asinine, complete fiction. Green Bay had it this year, and it was a boom. It's going to be a boom for this section as well, Jim.
How do you all think the players will? Do you think the Steelers will play better because all eyes are on Pittsburgh? I think that would be a great win if we won and the draft was here.
Well, I think the Steelers do plan to make a big move. They have a lot of draft capital. I think they move up, and they're going to try to get a top 10 pick and get their so-called quarterback of the future, which I think they passed up this year in Shedeur Sanders. But next year they're going to get someone. I just hope it's not Drew Aller from Penn State. Don't make that same mistake. I don't think that would be the move. Leave that guy. Let somebody else deal with him. He is not the answer. So any quarterback other than him, I'm good with.
Sherry, to answer your question on my end, I think you have to be careful as an organization not to get too excited and just go about business as normal. It's going to be fantastic for the Pittsburgh area, the restaurants, the hotels, the businesses. Is going to be great. But as far as the Steelers doing anything different because the draft is here, I think that if they're smart, it's a business. And they shouldn't let emotion. I know that's something I try to work on, is not let my emotion take over. Matter of fact, Charlie Sanders, who played tight end for the Hall of Famer for the Detroit Lions, his daughter was just inducted into the Boxing Hall of Fame. Mary Jo Sanders, and she said something that stuck with me out of all those speeches. My mind has to be stronger than my feelings. So if they try to do something sexy or something big and shiny, maybe, like Luther said, maybe it won't be the best pick. They have to drown all that out and be, very pragmatic with their let the fans be fans and enjoy things. But the Steelers have to be pragmatic. Who do we need? Who's the best fit for this organization for the future, for now, present, whatever. But, when you let emotion, well, that's what happened with Kenny Pickett. Sherry, they used emotion to pick a guy that had no motion, had no emotion, had no arm, and he was the shiny pick, and it was a bad move. So get emotion out. So to answer your question, I would hope they're more pragmatic. Let the fans enjoy it. Let them go crazy. The players themselves, obviously, there's not a game during that time, but the organization just put earmuffs on, be focused, and draft properly.
Right. Anybody else?
All right. Well, thank each one of you. I think it's a good move that it's coming here. I was just hit me. Hey, I wonder how they feel about it coming here and how the Steelers would react, how the fans would react. Thank you all very much.
Oh, it's going to be a great event. It's going to be unbelievable. No, there'll never be another draft like this.
Right. That's for sure.
There's no team that has so many Hall of Famers and the big name. Let's say you pull a Dan Marino, a Pittsburgh native, another Joe Montana. He lives close, and Aaron Donald comes down. Imagine all the star power that Pittsburgh has, not just on the Steelers, but in just the football NFL universe anyway. That would be a crazy event.
That's a good idea. Bring Namath for the Jets.
Exactly.
You know what, Fillmore, they won't listen to us because they'll screw it up. But that's a great point. There's somebody on every organization. Have the Jets do Namath. Have the Rams do Donald. Have you go on and on. Yeah, Marino for the Dolphins. Let him do the pick. Montana do the 49ers.
Yeah,
great.
You want to do something like that? I'm pretty sure though. That's
Fillmore. That's a great idea. That's a great idea.
We got to pitch. We got to pitch that. Go ahead, Sherry.
No, I was just going to say that's great, and I hope some of the players can come on this show. Because you all have been supportive of the Steelers, and I don't think anything's impossible. So good luck. Good luck with the draft for Pittsburgh and the NFL coming here next year, and I hope some of them can come on to your show.
Oh, me too.
Sherry, no offense. Sherry, no offense to anybody, and I'm not ripping on anybody. I'm just giving you my opinion because I've seen it. There's a lot of different people who do a panel of the draft and so on and so forth. I guarantee, and nobody listens, nobody pays attention because nobody cares. But if we do it, I'm telling you, it would be a hell of a show. I know that for an absolute fact.
Right.
Yes, indeed. You know it.
Sure.
It would be too. So I'm keeping.
We have a hell of a show on Saturday.
Contacts now. Yep.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all. Keep up the good work.
All right. Thanks, Sherry. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Oh, that was a great call. All right. She frees up a line. Make sure you give us a call. Real quick, before we get into the finals, Jim, TJ Watt, when does it get done?
Well, let me just say this real quick, Lou. There's 35,000 available hotel rooms in southwestern Pennsylvania. Again, we'd be lucky to get 50,000 people across the country to come here. Everybody will be from southwestern Pennsylvania. Listen, I'm in Dallas, Texas right now. They're already talking about paying overrated number 11, $40-some million.
Michael Parsons.
He couldn't carry TJ Watt's jockstrap. Listen, TJ Watt, again, if he was black, he would already get the money. It's reverse discrimination. This is the greatest player in Pittsburgh Steelers history. They can't win without him, and they're making him beg for his money. Pay the man. He deserves $42 million to be the highest paid player in NFL history on the defensive side of the ball.
All right. Well, Jim, I don't know where you get with that, but he's definitely a great player, greatest player in Steelers history. I'm not going to say that. You can't have a game where you don't have any stats in the playoffs. So he still has to show up for that. No stats, 0 tackles, 0 sacks, 0 assists. Yes.
Luther, great teams can take away one player.
Great players put their.
Let me finish. The Kansas City Chiefs took away Barkley. Teams in the playoffs take away T.J. Watt. They triple teaming. Other people got to make plays. Everybody can take away. A good team can take away one player. Just ask Barkley.
Jim, listen, you can make it tough, but he still had some yards. He still had some yards.
You ever hear Ernie Stoller? His number was the first number, still a number that be retired 20 years before they retired Joe Green and Franco Harris. And he never played in a playoff game. Luke, great is great. Ernie Stoller, who you never heard of, was great. Only 3 numbers are retired in Pittsburgh Steelers history. T.J. Watt should be the 4th.
Well, Jim,
you know what though, Jim? I heard something. I heard something today that made a lot of sense. I forgot who it was. I think it was actually from 93-7, which surprised me. They said for the first 12 games, T.J. Watt was top 1-2 defensive player in the league. Then after that, he faded. So now I'm saying, not them, he was 12 games last year. This year, it may only be 9. You don't pay $40 million for 9 star games and then maybe 8 okay games. That's my opinion. There's no question that he's on the way down. He's had a great career. Thank you. Give him something. But for him to even, I don't blame him for asking for it. But who in their right mind is going to give them $42 million a year? And for how long? How much? It guaranteed will be at least, Luther, I don't know, you're better at that stuff than me. How much will be guaranteed?
Probably 2 or 3 years.
Claudio,
Yes.
T.J. Watt was hurt down the stretch. He never should have played.
Jim, that's more.
Okay. Well, that's part of it. That's part of it.
This point.
How many games did Jack Ham, Jack Lambert, Lawrence Taylor, Isaiah Robertson, just to mention more, Dick Butkus? How many games? Butkus was shot towards the end of his career, but how many games did they miss? That's part of it.
That's part of it. Go ahead, Jim. Quit crying, Jim. Go ahead.
Finish this point. I see it on tape on every show. After they got beat by Philadelphia, I said the Steelers should sit down all their starters that are injured and get ready for the playoffs.
Yes, you did say that.
Injured.
But again, you're paying. You can't let like I told Sherry, you cannot let emotion. Like, I'm not the biggest Bill Belichick fan in the world, but man, hey, he'd get rid of Brady. They got rid of Elway. They got rid of Montana. They got rid of Bradshaw. They got rid of Franco. And that's the way it is. As Pete Maravich once said, it's a flesh peddling business. He did.
Yeah. All right, Jim. Listen, they're going to pay him. I think they could do more. Trade them and get some picks and really jumpstart this draft process. Last year, Jim, you took a big L. You said they were going to win a Super Bowl. I didn't forget that. So that was another L. You were the only one who predicted it. I told you were insane when you did it, and it got to be proven. And Jim, them saying, can I finish? Them paying $90 million. I don't care if he's black, white, green. If you're not making plays in the playoffs, I don't want to hear it. Patrick Queen didn't make plays in the playoff game. Nobody on that defense was making plays. The oldest player on the defense is the only one who showed up. That's it. Those are facts. He can want $40 million all he wants, but you got to show up in playoff games. His stats are getting worse and worse. 2022, 5.5 sacks. He was injured. Then he came back, 19 sacks in 2023, 11 sacks in 2024. So he's moving down. He's going backwards. He's getting injured.
Hey, Luther, I got something else for you, though. Last time, on his last contract, he held out. And he just was on his. We just seen him in his side and at Heinz Field just warming up and doing calisthenics. And then he got his money and then he got injured.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I don't got time for that. Trade him for Terry McLaurin and some picks and let's move on.
Right.
Exactly.
drafted another outside linebacker, you might have to roll with Highsmith, have to roll with Herbick, and have to roll with Sawyer if he wants all this money. You're not Lawrence Taylor may have done coke and have done a bunch of other stuff, but guess what? He showed up in a day going playoff games. You can't go back and show any game where he didn't have any stats, Jim. That's a fact.
Luther. What color is Sawyer?
He's black and gold. He's black and gold.
I gotta say something, and I'm not trying to change the subject. Vinny was right about Aaron Rodgers needing a running back, and Fillmore, man, you're driving me nuts. I'm thinking of all these great names that can come here. That would be, man, that's a hell of an idea, Fillmore.
I hope they do it. That would be. There's no other franchise with so many high-profile NFL connections.
Jim Kelly, Buffalo.
In the area.
Yeah, Jim Kelly, Buffalo, Smoking Jim, Gateway. I'm telling you, it'd be big time.
Drunk, Jason Taylor. Like, come on.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's so many options, man. Hey, but real quick, let's get to this. Jim talking crazy. Big money coming to Pittsburgh. I guess he means for the draft. Underground Sports Show. Yo, what's going on, man? Check him out. He got a good show on YouTube as well. MD7, allegedly Rodgers took less money than he could have, so maybe that's a good sign. Yeah, or maybe nobody else wanted to sign a 41-year-old. There's another reason. Who to go? TJ not worth it. Hey, listen, real quick, as we get ready to get out of here, a few more minutes. We didn't get a chance to talk about the NBA Finals. Your thoughts? I said it was going to be 2-1 OKC after 3 games, and right now it looks like Indiana's winning right now. We'll see what happens in the second half. It's very close, 64-60. Any thoughts real quick? We do have
they did what it's 1-1 shooting. They had 40 turnovers and they're shooting like 76 from the free throw line. And if they improve that, they're going to be hell. They're going to be tough. You got to give them credit. They're tied 1-1 with 76% for the free throw line and 40 turnovers.
It should be 2-0. I mean, OKC had that game. It was horrible coaching. You have Chet Holmgren and SGA on the bench for 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. It should be 2-0. They gave the Pacers all the confidence they need, but they're going to go up 2-1 by the end of the night. That's my prediction. JM Pacers up 4 at halftime. Yeah. Hey, real quick, let's get Sean on and we'll give our final thoughts. Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Sean, last call of the night. We got a few minutes. What's up, man?
Well, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Will Aaron Rodgers be the first quarterback to win a Super Bowl with the same team he beat to win his another Super Bowl?
That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah, that's some LeBron James level type stuff there. Going to another franchise, winning it like that. Tom Brady did it, but it wouldn't be against the same team. You're right. That would be a first.
Mm.
Yeah.
Don't get like Snook and Jim. You saying they going to win the Super Bowl, Sean, or you're just throwing it out there?
All I'm going to say is this. If he stays injury-free, we haven't had a quarterback before Bennett got injured. If the defense can hold up, I just want to see how it plays out because this is his only year. So I just want to see how it plays out. I hope y'all enjoy the U.S. Open in Pittsburgh this week. Hopefully the weather stays good. Hopefully y'all enjoy that as well. Is anyone going out there?
No,
I might be going out.
Man, there's a lot of traffic. I was in Monroeville. That's where they're moving people. They park in Monroeville and they're taking them over to Oakmont.
Yeah.
I'll probably stop through a little bit, but yeah, that's pretty big.
I know Jim's going.
Yeah, Jim's there. Hey, real quick. So, your prediction, and you satisfied with the receiving core?
Well, they got to get one more receiver. If they get a quality receiver, I think they'll at least win 10 games.
I think they win 10 regardless. I think the defense is strong enough. I think they've improved at quarterback barely. Running back, I think, is an improvement. I think the offensive line, now that open door more, is with Tennessee. I think it's addition by subtraction. Another guy with a great agent. There's no way he should have got paid all that money for Tennessee. Cam Ward is going to be running for his life because he has Dan Moore back there. I mean, you'll see
Luther, Dan Moore is the same guy as what's his face down in the Falcons.
Kirk Cousins,
the quarterback.
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, he got his.
Can I throw some at Claudio?
Yes, sir.
Claudio,
Yes.
what a difference the manager makes for the Pirates. It's like they're a whole different ball club. How do you think their season plays out?
It's still early. Let me ask you this. What has he done differently than Shelton?
I really don't watch it. It seems like the players like playing for him compared to Shelton. It seems like they got a boost of energy. It seemed like they had a cloud. For some reason, it seemed like Shelton was a cloud hanging over them.
I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you what it is. The X's and O's are pretty much the same. He's still taking out, pitchers and using six, but everything's still the same. If you had a blindfold on, it's still being run the same. Are the players doing a little bit better? That's going to happen in a 162-game season. You're going to have bad spots. You're going to have good spots. The trick is to have more good spots than bad spots. I don't believe he's really done anything differently majorly, but I'll say this. They swept the Phillies, which shows what I've been saying for years. First place ain't what it used to be. None of these teams are that damn good. If they play their cards, if they do some crazy things, they're not even out of it, and they're not any good. Nobody's any good. Again, the first place Phillies is like saying I'm the tallest one in my family. It's not that big of a deal. Baseball's watered down.
Hey, but hey, I give them credit. They are playing better.
Yeah.
They're playing better, but I don't think it'll last too much longer. They're not.
You know what? Hey, Sean.
Every year until the 4th of July. After the 4th of July, it's a wrap like Christmas.
There you go. I'm a cynic. And a cynic smells flowers. He looks for a casket. So that's just me.
Well, when football training camps happen, that's when baseball loses their fans and everything, and their luster. So
yeah, for sure. Hey, real quick,
training camp.
Hey, Sean, you still here?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, your thoughts on the NBA Finals? It's 1-1. Indiana's up by 4.
You deserve credit. T.J. McConnell's playing his butt off.
Yes, he is.
Today, yeah, he has been the difference. I'm gonna say this: OKC better win one of these next 2 games.
No doubt.
They go down because Luther. Remember, I said Indiana could win this, but they got to win it in 6 games.
Right.
So OKC has to win one of these next 2 games because I think Indiana may win this game because they're at home. But OKC, they got to win Friday night. If not, it may be Indiana in 6.
Good point, Sean. Good point, Sean.
That would be something, man.
Like I said before, I thought Indiana had the better coach.
I agree with that.
100%.
OKC has the better players. And I think that's going to play out. Yeah.
Indiana got the better coach. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And they're both relatively young teams, but I just think OKC is too deep. And I think they're going to – I said OKC in 5 when we did it before. I say OKC in 6 still. I moved a little bit, but I don't see Indiana pulling this off. Even though they're playing well, they when you start hitting shots like they're hitting, it's like they got they got some magic going. But I'm still rolling with OKC.
Yeah.
All right, but you're still saying Indiana in 6?
I think OKC should win it, but if Indiana sweep these next 2 games, I think they'll win in 6. It's going to depend. If OKC win one of the next 2, they'll win it. If Indiana win the next two, Indiana's going to win it. But OKC got to win at least one.
Okay.
Indiana, they just play different at home.
They do. They do. All right, Sean, we got to get out of here, man. Appreciate the
Sean.
call as always, man.
Hey, guys, everybody have a happy Father's Day. Enjoy your Father's Day. And let's hope this weather starts turning for the summertime and we can enjoy warm weather.
There you
Yes,
go.
sir.
Happy Father's Day.
For sure. All right, Sean.
Okay, guys.
All right, Ralph, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I don't. The only final thought I have is we're going to see what A-Rod does. And don't forget to tune in Saturday, 2 to 3 p.m., Sports Corner Radio Show. With me, Ralph Williams, Smoking Jim Frazier, Claudia Rosano, and Luther Dupree.
All right, all right. Fillmore, thanks for coming on the show, man. Any final thoughts?
June is Men's Mental Health Month, Awareness Month. I do alternative therapy with therapeutic boxing, and I know sometimes when like the pressure gets on men, you know, it sometimes men crumble, as we've seen with the Oklahoma City Thunder in the first game. It got they got too much. So you know, just be aware of June and the pressures of it in this NBA Finals.
See, did George Pickens ever see you? I wish we could have got George Pickens to see you. Maybe he would still be here right now, man. That's just the type that he needed, man. Smoker Jim, any thoughts? Final thoughts?
Yeah, I think I speak for everybody when I say nobody cares about the NBA and absolutely nobody cares about football.
Oh, gosh. Claudia, what's your thoughts, man?
I'm going to repeat Vinny, great comment about Aaron Rodgers and a running back. Fillmore, I'm thinking Buffalo, Jim Kelly, Washington, Mark May, Russ Grimm. Man, that's a hell of an idea, boy. I love that. I love that. They won't do it, probably. That's a great. Oh, man, I like that a lot. I would watch it, to be honest with you, because I don't care who Tampa Bay drafts. I don't care who the Raiders draft.
Right.
But I do. I like, I'm an old timer. I like those guys like that. I think it would be fantastic.
It would be amazing.
Yeah. Hey, I want to go back to Turkey. Turkey, get rid of this idea. Boxing, it's the sweet science. What's good about the sports, you have your sluggers, your punchers, you have your movers. I don't like that. They don't have to just, be rock 'em, sock 'em every single fight. That's how guys start talking like James Toney before they're 50. We don't need more of that. Avoid punches if you can.
If you can.
If you can. All right. Thanks. Great show. Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, everybody on the panel.
Yeah,
we'll check you out next time.
To all you fathers. Yes.
All right. Peace.
Yes.
Have a good one, guys.
Later.
See you later.